Welcome back to the European Journeyman save. Since you last left us, we've played a few games in the league and we've also progressed into the final of the German Cup. We beat Bayern Munich 2-0 in the semis. Since the big comeback, the great night at Anfield, we then beat Werder Bremen 5-1 in the league, very comfortable. We then lost 2-1 to Dortmund, but thankfully Leipzig also lost their games. It's actually, I've just realised, a three-way tie with Bayern Munich now for the league title. I guess Mönchengladbach aren't necessarily out of it either, but it's probably between us three. There's three league games. We've got Cologne, Berlin, and Mönchengladbach, so you'd expect us to win all three. So it's very much in our hands, but that's not what today's episode is. Today's episode is Arsenal in the semi-finals of the Champions League. We've got the first leg. We're away at the Emirates, and this is the team we're going for. We've got Erdhausen in goal, back four of Zeki Khan, Garcia, Marcao, Filosa, Stabile and Martin in midfield, Exenis, Christian down the middle, Yerwood on the left, and Herker up top. And we need to do our best. I think we are good enough to win a Champions League. I've seen enough from us over the season. I've seen enough from us against the big sides. Some very familiar names still in the Saliba at right back, Saka, Rice, Martinelli. I mean, it's still a pretty familiar Arsenal squad, which shows you, I guess, how young they are still in real life. But Liverpool were probably a better side than us, and we've managed to get past them. So I don't think there's anyone we can't beat now. I think obviously it's going to be tough. Make no mistake about it, it's going to be tough. But I think we can get a result here. And as long as we go into the second leg, I think on level terms, I'll feel quite confident we can get the win at home. But we nearly got off to a bad start there as Arsenal went through Dewhurst. But his effort was offside. It was wide anyway, but it was offside. A bit of a tight affair so far, 25 minutes in. Not much happening. Christian, by the way, has been in terrific form. He's just scoring every single game. He's been really good. We're not looking at our best here. We are away from home, so we'll be generous. But like I say, if we can just take a draw, then I'll take that result. To be honest with you, we don't want to go into the second leg a goal down. Thankfully, we're not, as Saka's effort goes over the bar. They do seem like the better side, and we are just coming off the back of a loss. I thought because we came off such a big win against Bayern Munich and Werder Bremen, we go in the Dortmund game pretty good. There's a lot of games in a short amount of time as well, so the boys may be a little bit tired. We've had to rest them from training a lot, but yeah, not from really for us so far. But like I say, it is the away leg, so as long as we don't lose, and I guess it's not the end of the world if we lose by one. But if we lose heavily, that's going to be probably too difficult to overturn. I mean, if we can get a result today, then that would be even better. As Christian tries to get us in lead, we had to make a sub at halftime. Yildirim's come on for Exenis just due to a knock that he's picked up. Now Yerwood will take the corner. Not going to fall to anyone. Unfortunately, nothing comes of it. But that was promising. That was definitely promising. And if anyone's going to put the ball in the back of the net today, you'd expect it to be a Christian or a Yerwood. They've been our big goal scorers this year. Jan Herker, to be fair, is up to like 19 now in all comps, so he has been better. But Jan Herker, on the turn, it was a great chance. And unfortunately, his effort goes over the bar. But their goalkeeper, Lopez, he's actually someone I've got my eye on for next season. If we don't win the Champions League, obviously if we win the Champions League, it'll be the end of the series. So we can just wrap it up there. But if we don't win the Champions League, I do think Lopez is someone I've got my eye on. He's about a 60 million release clause or something. We have qualified for the Champions League, so we did get our budget. It's not bad. It's like 60 odd million. So I mean that was a very poor ball in. Still 0-0 here, so it's anyone's game at this point. Thankfully, there is a second leg, and thankfully it will be at home. But Arsenal trying to get themselves forward now to get themselves that important goal to come to our place with. And unfortunately, it looks like they might get it as Martinelli plays it through, and it's a great save. Actually, no, I think it was just a miss. Wow, I thought he'd made a great save, but it wasn't. It was just a miss. We'll make a couple subs. We'll bring Hassan on at right back. We'll bring Diao on the left. And we'll bring Garby on for Christian as well. He's very tired. And we'll bring Finn Yelch on for Stabile. And we'll leave it there for the last 8 minutes. Freshen up the legs. Hopefully try and get a goal. That would be really important. That would really help us. Because it means we don't have to score. And we've got a corner whipped in. Drops to Marcao, I thought he was brought down. He's not now. Martinelli can go out. Trying to race out the box, but he doesn't. We managed to close down quite well. But now Arsenal playing it through us again, and Saka this time coming forward. Now it's back with Seevald, Saliba with the ball. We are in the last few minutes now. If we can hold on to a draw, I'll be quite happy to go in the second leg. Really don't want to concede now as Saka plays it through to Metcalf. It's a brilliant save from Erdhausen. It's a very, very good save. He gets down and he keeps it out, and it remains 0-0. And that could be a massive, massive save in us keeping in the Champions League as their effort goes over. And there's not going to be probably another highlight now. Only a couple minutes left, and it looks like it is going to remain. It is going to be 0-0, so it's all to play for in the second leg. So we're going to play Cologne off camera in the league, and then we'll be back for the second leg. It's all to play for. We are back for the second leg. We beat Cologne in the midweek game against... not the midweek game, but the in-between game in the league. So we are still top of the league. Bayern Munich actually lost to Dortmund, so they're now 4 points behind us. Leipzig won their game, so they're still 1 behind us. So 2 games left in the league. Still very much anyone's, really. But we are going into the second leg at home with a 0-0 draw. So I'm feeling quite confident. I feel like if we can get a draw away from home, not concede, and we had a couple chances ourselves at home, I think we should be okay. We're obviously going with the same 11. We are locked in with this 11 now. Herker, Yearwood, Christian, Extenis, Martin, Stabile, Velosa, Markout, Garcia, Zeki Khan, and Erdhausen. This is our team. These are our boys. I mean, if we can, Real Madrid beat Barcelona in the semi-final, the other semi-final. So whoever wins this will meet Real Madrid in the final. As we have a corner, and it's fell to Garcia. There was a lovely opportunity, and Yearwood's there. Prince Yearwood makes it 1-0, the first goal of the tie. And we have now 1 foot in the final. Lovely stuff. I thought the chance had gone. There was a chance for Garcia to just knock it into an open net. We had to knock it back, but Prince Yearwood, really good stuff from him. Finishes again, another goal for him. He's been unbelievable. To get him on a free transfer just shows you how crazy Man City's squad must be, that they're letting players have his ability leave on a free. It really is maddening. And like I said, we haven't spent, like, look at this front four. Yearwood was on a free. Herker was £1 million. Christian, we already had at AGF. So realistically, we could have potentially had this front four at AGF. So maybe we didn't even need to move to Frankfurt to win the Champions League. But we haven't won it yet. But we are 1 45-minute half away. This has been a little bit more comfortable than the Liverpool tie. Liverpool was definitely tough, but Arsenal got themselves a corner and they whip it in. But thankfully, the effort is wide. Still remains 1-0. But yeah, the Liverpool tie was definitely tougher. So I'm glad that this one's been a little bit easier so far, but it's definitely not over. It's only 1-0. We could absolutely still lose this. Velosa whips in. Christian's there. And Christian, oh, it might be offside. Please be onside. I thought he was onside. I thought Christian was onside. I didn't think there was any real doubt about it. He is onside. It has been awarded. It's 2-0. Come on. Oh, wow. So next episode, if, fingers crossed, we see this out and get into the final, Stabile's picked up a knock. We are going to bring Eric Ball on for him. That's a good substitution. Thank you, assistant gaffer. Fingers crossed we are in the final. Christian with a free kick over the bar. Next episode could be the last. We'll have a German Cup final. We'll have the last game in the league season. So we could win the treble. We actually could win a treble in the next episode. We could win the league, win the cup, and the Champions League. Obviously, the main goal is to win the Champions League. We've already won the league, so it wouldn't really be anything that we haven't done before, but obviously we still want to win the league. That would be good. I mean, doing a treble would be unbelievable. Zeki Khan on the right-hand side. Gets it in. Oh, it's an own goal. Saliba's put it in his own net, and that's what happens. You put the ball in the dangerous area, good things can happen. It's 3-0. I think it's fair to say we're going to the final now. Lovely stuff. But yeah, we've got a German Cup final against Schalke. We've got the last game of the season against Mönchengladbach. So unless we win our second last game of the season and Leipzig lose, that last game of the season will still be, a title decider. So there could be a treble on the cards next episode. That would be something. Yearwood. Oh, lovely stuff. It's 4-0. It was never in doubt. Wow, so easy. Arsenal. This is why I say you get the decent result away from home. You're much better off having the home leg second. You really are. You don't want the away leg second. You really don't. But it's going to be neutral for the final, so none of that's going to make a difference. We'll make some changes. just freshen up the side. Filosa whips in now. It could be a hammering on the cards here. It's 4-0. I mean, I'd love us to keep the clean sheet. That would be more than I'd like to see us score another goal. I'd like to see us just keep the clean sheet just to show we are not to be taken lightly, but we are a good side. I think I underrated us a little bit earlier. I do think the change in formation has made a massive difference. I think the 4-2-2, whilst it is a good formation, is perhaps a little bit too attacking in some regards. I think having that extra man in the attack, but sitting a little bit deeper, just lets you connect from midfield to attack. And I think too many times we were losing the ball, and we were getting caught on the counter and things like that. So it was definitely a good change. Oh, Jan Herker, I think it's actually just a deflection. Reminds me of like the goal Harry Kane got against Panama, where it just kind of hit off the back of his boot and it counted as is. It's going to be disallowed, so it doesn't matter. But remains 4-0. Jan Herker, unfortunately, not getting himself a goal. This is like, if we win the Champions League, I feel like this will kind of be like when France won the World Cup with Giroud, when he never scored. It seems like Garby's picked up a knock, so we'll just drop Leandro Martin into his position and bring Finn Yelch on. Always leave one sub. I try to. Sometimes I don't, and it's a mistake. But that doesn't matter. We are going, I don't know where we're going, but we're going to the Champions League final. We'll need to see where it is. But brilliant stuff. Lovely, lovely stuff. We are in the final. That was easier. Yeah, it was much easier than the quarters. It was a little bit of a nervy tie away from home, but we were very good. So we're going to be at the NSC Olympijski in Ukraine. I was hoping it was going to be maybe somewhere in Slovenia or something mad. I thought, Belarus. I really don't think they'd ever hold a Champions League final in Belarus or Slovenia, but it would have been cool, or even Denmark or something, or even Germany, just somewhere where we've been. But it's not to be. It's Ukraine. We never went to Ukraine, so yeah. But that awaits us. So that's a big final episode. So we'll play Union Berlin off camera, and then next episode, it's a big one. We've got Mönchengladbach in probably a title decider. Like I say, permutations could arise where we've actually won the league before that. So if that's the case, we'll just play it off camera and show you we'll play it anyway. A little victory lap. We'll probably lift the title there anyway. Or who knows? There's a lot of different permutations. We'll just see. I imagine Leipzig will win their game anyway. So we'll play Union Berlin, who are down in 14th. So it's quite a tough last game that we need to win the league. Then we've got Schalke in the final of the cup. They've had a decent season. They're sitting in 5th, so that won't be necessarily a walkover. And then we've got the big tough one, Real Madrid, who are top of La Liga with Florian Wirtz in attack. I mean, these are still, Rodrigo, Endrick's only 28, Bellingham is 31. Oh, this might be tough. I don't think it's impossible. Don't know who you are. Camavinga at left back. Yeah, I don't know. Mike Berger. What a name, Berger. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, not impossible, but pretty tough. So you never know. We might be wrapping up the series next episode. So like I say, we'll play Union Berlin off camera, and then we'll come back for those last 3 games of the season, and then that will decide whether we do any more episodes, because if we win it, that's the save done. We've had a hell of a journey if we can manage it. Starting in the 2nd tier of Belarus, and then, 11 seasons in, winning the Champions League? I feel like that's a nice run from Belarus to Belarus First Division, from getting sacked in Belarus to winning the Champions League. That's some career turnaround. Slovenian Second League, Slovenian First Division. We were very good in Slovenia, weren't we? And then Denmark kept them up. League winners. It hasn't taken long to turn Frankfurt into a proper big side. It really hasn't. It's 2 seasons, like 3 windows maybe. So, brilliant stuff. So that'll be next episode. Potentially the last episode of the series. Potentially not. I think that's going to be a tough final. So, but I don't know how much more we could improve the squad if we aren't good enough. I think maybe a really good striker and goalkeeper. So maybe that's what we'd look at in the next transfer window. But that's going to do it for now. Next episode might be the last. Who knows? Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode of the European Journeyman, and I'll see you all for more very soon.